overlooked by the legions of tourists who flock to Tuscany, the name Piombino often conjures little more than the image of a functional, gritty port. A necessary transit point, a place to catch a ferry to the idyllic shores of the Isle of Elba and then be swiftly forgotten. The skyline, dominated by the stark, industrial geometry of its steelworks, seems to confirm this first impression, but to dismiss Piombino as merely a gateway or an industrial casualty is to miss one of the most complex, resilient, and history-significant cities on the entire Tuscan coast. This is a place of profound and often jarring contradictions, a city where the ghost of an ancient Etruscan king shares the horizon with the smoke of a blast furnace, where a formidable Medici fortress guards a harbor filled with modern vessels, and where the genius of Leonardo da Vinci is etched into the very layout of its streets. Piombino is a city with a warrior's heart and a survivor's soul, a place whose story is one of immense power, strategic brilliance, devastating decline, and fierce reinvention. The story of Piombino cannot be told without first turning to the land on the northern edge of its promontory, to the magnificent Gulf of Barati. Here, under the shade of maritime pines and holm oaks, lie the ruins of Populonia, the only major Etruscan city ever built directly on the sea. Long before Rome was a republic, Populonia was a thriving metropolis, its power and wealth derived from a single, crucial resource: iron. The nearby Isle of Elba, a misty silhouette on the horizon, was a treasure island of hematite, and Populonia was the crucible where this raw ore was transformed into the tools and weapons that fueled Etruscan civilization. For centuries, the slopes of the Acropolis and the land behind the beach glowed day and night with the fires of thousands of smelting furnaces. The air was thick with smoke and the ground itself became black and heavy with iron slag, the industrial waste of a civilization at the peak of its power. To visit the archaeological park of Barati and Populonia today is to walk through the two distinct halves of this ancient city's life. The lower city, near the bay, was the industrial and commercial heart. Here, a vast necropolis lay buried for centuries under a mountain of ancient slag, a testament to an era when industry took precedence over all else. Archaeologists in the 20th century painstakingly removed this industrial shell to reveal magnificent tombs, including the monumental Tomb of the Chariots, yielding priceless artifacts. Uphill, the Acropolis reveals the city's civic and spiritual life. Here, one can trace the foundations of temples, patrician villas, and workshops, all commanding a breathtaking view of the sea that brought both wealth and danger. Populonia was a statement of Etruscan dominance over both land and water, a city that lived and breathed the transformative power of fire and metal. Its eventual decline under the rising power of Rome marked the end of an era, but its legacy as the region's ancient industrial heart is the essential prologue to the story of Piombino itself. As the Roman Empire crumbled, the strategic importance of the Piombino promontory endured. The name Piombino likely derives from Populino, meaning Little Populonia, as the population gradually shifted to a more defensible position further south. During the early Middle Ages, the town was a possession of the powerful maritime Republic of Pisa, which recognized its value as a crucial defensive outpost and a lookout against Saracen pirate raids. The Pisans constructed the first major fortifications, including the original city gate tower that would later become the Torrione, and the formidable fortress known as the Cassaro Pisano. Its robust stone walls and commanding position are a clear statement of Pisan military engineering, designed to secure their dominion over the Tyrrhenian Sea. The true golden age of Piombino, the period that defined its unique political and architectural character, began in 1399. In that year, Girardo Appiani, Lord of Pisa, sold the city of Pisa to the Visconti of Milan, but shrewdly kept for himself and his heirs the strategic territories of Piombino, Suvereto, and the islands of Elba, Pianosa, and Monte Cristo. On this territory, he founded the Principality of Piombino, a small but fiercely independent state that would navigate the treacherous political waters of Renaissance Italy for over 2 centuries. The Appiani dynasty transformed Piombino from a simple military outpost into a refined capital. They built the Cittadella, a fortified residential complex that included the Palazzo Appiani, their courtly residence, and the Church of the Cittadella, creating a city within a city for the ruling family. Life as the rulers of a tiny state surrounded by powerful, ambitious neighbors like Florence, Siena, and the Papal States required immense diplomatic skill and military foresight. The Appiani lords were masters of this delicate balancing act. They were condottieri, mercenary captains, patrons of the arts, and astute politicians who understood that their survival depended on the strength of their city's walls. They consistently invested in and upgraded Piombani's fortifications. It was Rinaldo Orsini, an Appiani by marriage, who in 1447 constructed the magnificent Rivellino, a massive semicircular bastion built to protect the main landward gate, the Torrione. This addition was a state-of-the-art defensive work, its thick sloping walls designed to deflect cannon fire, reflecting the rapid evolution of siege warfare in the 15th century. The strategic importance of Piombino was not lost on the great powers of the age. In 1502, the city faced a threat from the formidable Cesare Borgia, who was carving out a personal empire in central Italy, with the backing of his father, Pope Alexander VI. It was during this period of crisis that one of history's greatest minds arrived in Piombino, Leonardo da Vinci. Employed by Borgia as his chief military architect and engineer, Leonardo spent time in Piombino studying its layout and devising ambitious plans to make it an impenetrable modern fortress city. His surviving sketches, found in codices like the Codex Madrid II, reveal a breathtaking vision. He planned to rationalize the entire urban fabric, straightening streets, creating a more logical grid system, and redesigning the city walls with advanced Most ambitiously, he designed a complex system of canals to drain the marshy land around the city, simultaneously improving public health and creating a defensive moat. While the fall of the Borgias meant that Leonardo's grand vision for Piombino was never fully realized, his brief presence and the sheer genius of his plans left an indelible intellectual mark on the city. The Appiani dynasty eventually faded, and the principality passed through marriage and political maneuvering to new masters, including the Ludovici and Boncompagni families. Prince Niccolo Ludovici, in particular, sought to imbue his small capital with the grandeur of the Baroque age. He was a significant patron of the arts and even established a mint that produced the principality's own currency, the Popolino. But the age of tiny, independent Italian city-states was drawing to a close. The territory became a pawn in the great game of European power politics, eventually falling under the dominion of the Kingdom of Naples. A brief but significant revival of Piombino's courtly status came during the Napoleonic era. In 1805, Napoleon Bonaparte, now emperor, installed his ambitious and capable sister, Elisa Bacciocchi, as the Princess of Piombino and Lucca. Elisa was a whirlwind of energy and modernizing zeal. She saw Piombino as a key part of her domains and sought to bring it into the 19th century. She promoted public works, encouraged new industries, and supported the arts, leaving a final, enlightened flourish on Piombino's long history as a princely capital before its eventual incorporation into the Grand Duchy of Tuscany, and, later, the unified Kingdom of Italy. To walk through the historic center of Piombino today is to peel back these incredible layers of history. The journey begins at the Torrione, the 13th century tower that was once the main gate. Passing through its archway, one immediately confronts the imposing bulk of the Rivellino. Its 15th century walls a masterpiece of military architecture. From here, the city unfolds. The Palazzo Comunale, the town hall with its elegant clock tower, stands on the site of the ancient Palazzo degli Anziani, Palace of the Elders, a symbol of civic life since the Middle Ages. Nearby, the Concattedrale di Sant'Animo, built in the 14th century, houses precious artworks, including a magnificent baptismal font attributed to the Florentine sculptor Andrea Guardi. A short walk leads to the charming Fonte di Marina, a 13th century fountain adorned with carved animal heads, once a vital water source for sailors and residents. Tucked away in the narrow streets is the Casa delle Bifore, a rare and beautifully preserved example of 13th century civil architecture. Its facade punctuated by elegant mullioned windows. The highest point of the old town is the Piazza Bovio, a spectacular terrace built on a rocky outcrop where the Appiani's Cittadella once stood. The piazza offers a breathtaking, panoramic view across the sea to the Isle of Elba, a view that is both beautiful and deeply strategic. It is from here that one can truly understand Piombino's destiny as a city of the sea. Overlooking the piazza is the Cassero Pisano, the mighty fortress that has guarded the city for centuries, its walls a patchwork of Pisan, Appiani, and Medici-era construction. This rich historical core, however, exists in stark contrast to the city's modern identity, an identity forged not by princes but by fire and steel. In the late 19th century, with the unification of Italy, Piombino was chosen as the site for a major new steelworks. Its coastal location was ideal for importing raw materials like coal and exporting finished products. The establishment of the Società Altiforni e Fonderie di Piombino transformed the city almost overnight. People flocked from all over Italy to work in the mills, and the city's population swelled. New working-class neighborhoods grew up around the historic center, and Piombino became a vital cog in the engine of Italy's industrialization. For much of the 20th century, the steelworks were the heart and soul of the city, providing employment for tens of thousands and shaping its social and political fabric. The plant was a source of immense pride, a symbol of modern industrial might. However, from the 1980s onwards, global economic shifts and competition led to a series of crises, downsizings, and ownership changes. The future of the steel industry in Piombino has been a constant source of concern and debate, a painful struggle for a city whose identity has been so profoundly shaped by its industrial labor. The vast steel plant, sprawling along the coast, remains a powerful and poignant symbol of Piombino's 20th century story, a story of immense productivity, social struggle, and the challenges of a changing world. Today, Piombino continues to embrace its dual identity. It remains a crucial industrial center, but it is also the primary maritime gateway to the Tuscan archipelago. Its bustling port is a scene of constant activity, as enormous ferries embark on the hour-long journey to Portoferreo on Elba, carrying tourists, cars, and essential supplies. Ferries also connect the mainland to the other islands of the archipelago, like Pianosa and Capraia, making Piombino an indispensable link in the region's transport network. This role ensures a constant flow of people and commerce, keeping the city connected to the sea in a way that is different from, but just as vital as, its ancient past. Beyond the city's industrial and maritime zones lies a landscape of surprising natural beauty. The promontory of Piombino is a haven for nature lovers, offering a rugged and unspoiled coastline that stands in stark contrast to the developed beaches elsewhere in Tuscany. The area between Piombino and the Gulf of Baratti is a protected coastal park, crisscrossed by hiking and cycling trails that wind through dense Mediterranean scrub, holm oak forests, and pine woods, opening onto secluded coves with crystal-clear water. To the south of the city, the coastal park of Sterpaia protects a precious ecosystem of sand dunes, wetlands, and ancient forests. Its wide, sandy beaches, backed by a deep pine forest offering shade from the summer sun, are a beloved retreat for locals. The park is a sanctuary for wildlife, including wild boar, foxes, and a rich variety of birdlife. particularly during the migration seasons. It is a reminder that even in a landscape so profoundly shaped by industry, nature remains a powerful and resilient force. In conclusion, Piombino is a city that defies easy categorization. It is a place that demands more than a passing glance from a ferry deck. It is a city where an Etruscan necropolis can be found buried under the slag of an ancient ironworks, where the defensive plans of Leonardo da Vinci lie layered beneath the streets, and where the formidable walls of a Renaissance fortress look out over the cranes of a modern port. It is a city that has known immense power as the capital of its own state, an immense struggle as the heart of a declining industry. It is both a historical treasure chest and a working-class industrial town. This complex, challenging, and deeply authentic identity is what makes Piombino so compelling. It is a city forged in fire, shaped by the sea, and defined by a resilience that has allowed it to weather the rise and fall of empires and industries, standing today as a proud, gritty, and unforgettable testament to the enduring spirit of the Tuscan coast.